Danke, Angela.
Herzlich willkommen zur EMO 2017.
Welcome to the EMO 2017 and welcome to this press conference here at the DMG MORI booth.
Our important guests and journalists, thank you very much for coming to our press conference. So we'd like to make some explanation about our products and our thinkings and our new collaboration with IT companies that is called Atomos.
Ich glaube, Sie sehen sehr schön, eine Firma, ein Auftritt, ein
You see it, we have one image, we are one company, we have one user experience and customer experience. And these are the topics that we consider to be the focus of innovation for the next couple of years.
Okay. So to talk about next year, what happens, or 2 years later, is very difficult. But think about 2030. We can see the futures. 2030, more and more electric vehicles, artificial intelligence, more connectivities. So we have to start now. Remember, about 4 years ago, we first introduced cells in this Hannover. Then at that time, people saying, or even our people saying, it's just operation panels. Now you can see that we have very close to 30 application programs with DMQP and technology cycles. So Atomos is just started, but working together with a group, and this is the most democratic, commercially available connecting software for the shop floors. We also introduced 8 world premieres. I will explain later, and the technology excellence concept for aerospace industry, automotives, medicals, or Dynamold, and the DMQP working together with partners. We will bring one-stop solution to the customers. And the additive manufacturing. We are becoming a complete solution provider for direct energy depositions.
Das geht nicht. Dann macht mal.
Please.
Path of Digitization. Ich glaube, was Sie schön sehen ist...
Path of Digitalisation. We started with an app-based control in 2013. We have over 10,000 machines with Celos. And one thing which is important for our company, we allowed a step-by-step introduction in digitization. We start with a user-friendly Celos, and we are opening to a broader process with Celos manufacturing. The huge change is that we are absolutely convinced that we have to be open. So thanks to open connectivity, we want to have an end-to-end approach with our factories, and the last brick, the last step in digitization will be an end-to-end solution with our new non-proprietary platform, Atomos.
So for the edge-heavy computing with Celos and wonderful partners such as Siemens, Fanuc, Mitsubishi, and Heidelberg, we are the only one company who is working together with all 4 major CNC producers and servo and the PLC companies. Well, I can say that 75% of our customers are less than 300 people's small, medium enterprise. They are very intelligent, and they are working very hard, but a little bit too small to talk with the big giants such as Microsoft or any other cloud computing companies. So that we are in a very unique position to connect big world and shop floor by use of Celos machines. And that is the reason we are every year motivating to make new apps for the future of the machine shops.
Celos Manufacturing. Ganz wichtig.
Celos manufacturing, very important. Not only the machine has to do with productivity, but as usual, and I would like to say our machines are very accurate and very productive, but you have to consider the whole production process. A particular highlight is our app factory planning. You see it here. A big chunk of 95% still work with Excel lists. Excel used to be very useful, but you all know that this cannot be the future. And if you have a good planning process, a clean planning process, you have a higher level of transparency and a better productivity. Digital tooling, this helps to improve the tool handling and in a continuous way. The most decisive way is that already in the planning until to the level of machine execution, and in future, you will see that we will also offer apps for the service. So we support the customer in the overall product cycle in a continuous way with digital solutions and apps.
So why digital? Most of the people having our company has a very long history for analog data. That is very important, craftsmanship and the history of the technologies. But in case of analog storage, it is very difficult to scan or refer or learning in the past. Putting everything into digital, it may be not accurate as analog, let's say plus minus 5% variations, but by putting all the know-how and the past experience, success and the mistake into the digital world, then that younger generation can refer and search such kind of technologies in a very quick manner. Most of the innovation is coming from the combination of the past innovations. What we call it's a digital remix. Like as music world, it is already, realized. Sampling the past phrase and putting something extra, create a new ones. So we are very, very excited for doing this. For instance, our largest machine, DMU 340. It's a very innovative gantry machines, 90 millimeter sec running speed. That is the first our machine that is designed and created, manufactured with the technology of digital twin. For machines like a DMU 50 or NLX 2500 SY, we make 1,000 machines a month. So it's maybe better to make a real design and actual machines and doing a PDCA cycles quite often, But in case of a very big machines, we can manufacture only 1 or 2 or 3 a month. So in order to refer the digital data or design data and also the real data takes too much time. Then that by making the digital twin technologies or digital things, then we can make it more accelerate those kind of things. So please, yeah. Okay.
Was hier ganz schön sichtbar wird, ist.
What you see here very clearly is that we always think in terms of products. This is not fantasy. We do not only want to give you just information for your articles. We want to deliver products. We start with the netbook, with preparation of the data, visualization, and then data analytics. We want to offer intelligent and adaptive processes and products. The positive thing is that we are showing concrete applications for our customers. Netbox, ProTap, and Cockpit. On one hand, you have our machines, but this is also open to third companies. Everything in one environment. And this is now the highlight, something that we've developed lately. Atomos, not the sailor's cockpit. Atomos, to put it in simple words, it used to be an idea of the aerospace industry, and we transferred it to the machine tool builders branch. We, the partners, are convinced that such a solution should be an open platform, and it has to be continuous. And we, as big innovators, together with other partners, Dürr, Zeiss, ASML, ASM, and also the Software AG, with their digital experience, we know that we are convinced that we offer a perfect solution. The idea is that we are offering a continuous solution for the machine, from machine builders to machine builders. It's a fantastic solution for our customers.
At this moment, there is a many requests coming from the customer. Please connect my shop floor to SAP or Info, other ERPs. Also, most of the customers having the FANUC controls, Siemens control, Heidenheim controls, and others. Of course, that FANUC has a very beautiful field system. Siemens has the same things, but two companies working together is very difficult. So we are the position to connect 2-3 different standards to connect together and make a factory information together and send to a ERP of those kind of requests. So that from now on, we have a lot of turnkey orders already from our customers. Our machines and the robotics and washing machines, deburring machines, laser markings, those kind of things. We will make a test case and the user case in Germany, Japan, United States, Canada, or some other countries. So you will see the connected factories by the application of that Atomos very beginning of next year or towards the next AMB show or IMTS or Jimtov time.
Dieses Bild zeigt Ihnen sehr schön die Denke dieser.
This is the way we think. This is the new architecture. And Mr. Streibich, the chairman of Software AG, told me architecture first. This is the main message. Mr. Streibich, chairman of the board, Software AG, Mr. Dieter, chairman of Dürr AG, and Weihrauch, and Dr. Peter Zeiss AG. So 3 things are recognizable here and very important. When things change, disruption is a word which is being used very often. You never have to lose the contact to the customer. We have to be in direct contact to the customer because in future, even in a digitalized world, we want to be in connection with the customer. This is why it is important that we are close to the customer with our customers, and this is why we are offering these additional digital solutions, and this is what we're offering today. The platform beneath it, the technology enablement, this is where you have to think big. Software can only be big. Mr. Streibich, you always talk about leading edge, and we are machine builder. We have 150, 200 people, and we have them in DMG, Dürr, and Zeiss as well. We do not think the way you think, the way a software company thinks. I mean, software is not control. And machine tool builders think in a different way. This is why it was important to have a partner which is leading edge on the market and who is already investing €1 billion in this platform on the market. So thank you very much for your commitment, Mr. Streibich. You were the initiator of this platform, and Mr. Dieter, thank you as well. Last but not least, not only we want to be scalable with our software, not only we want to have the best app developed together in an efficient way, we also want to have a good pricing. And we want to be there for our customers because the problems that we need to solve as machine tool builders are very similar. And this is why we think about it. And I would like to quote Dr. Mori. He always speaks about a democratic platform. We want to be open. We're not excluding anyone. We're not excluding any competitor. We think in systems and we base our cooperation on trust, and I'm sure you will be able to see soon some user cases and some concrete examples in the next months. So latest for the open house front, and you can ask us the question, how are you showing it in a real case? We started with the APAMA solution of the software AG. One thing I can promise today, we have already chosen our top partners. We had an Indian company yesterday here at the booth, a company from Romania. He no longer wanted to talk about our machines. He only was interested in our platform. Because they say, we know that you have an excellent position in that you make perfect machines, but we need something to pave the way for the future. And we are now able to give those answers. We are now offering an approach which is future-oriented and which is very close to customers.
So we have 15 DMG as a machine tool builder. It is very important to create workpiece and chips and shapes. So we introduced 15 DMG world premieres, and then world PMS 8. When two companies becoming together 2009, we have 300 different models. Now we reduced to 170, 80 models, and we are in the process of integration to the 130 in next coming 3 to 4 years. So we are very, very happy about that. You can see that the beautiful machines, each factory has a competence. Like a front end is the center for 5-axis. Zebak is a column moving type machines. Bielefeld is additive manufacturing for powder bed and the wonderful turning machines. Italian 2 factories for mulch turning machines. And also the IGA factory is big to medium-sized horizontal mill-turn machines. And another is dedicated for automotives. So we have very good concept for each factories. Please, next. So this is very exciting by bringing the legendary, reliable, famous NLX machines brought to all the drawings technology to Bielefeld. And all the workpiece machined by our Famot factory in Poland in a combination of the Japanese craftsmanship and the German and the Polish technologies. And putting on Siemens controls on this, and we are very, very proud of this machine's cutting capabilities. This is one of the world's most reliable, tough, and precise thermal stability is perfect machines, and also with many kind of the technology cycles and the automations. Next one, please. CLX 550 is made in Tortuna factories with FANUC and Siemens control. This is the most competitive machines in a price-attractive market with Y-axis and the milling functions, and good for the startup machine shops as well as relatively cheap labor countries or cost-efficient manufacturing. Next one.
Aerospace Excellence Center.
Aerospace Excellence Center. The press asked me yesterday, so how do you deal with electromobility? The first answer was we have a lot of products more, not only power drive. Aerospace is one of the main sectors, and with our Excellence Center, we can start and develop from the very beginning, in cooperation with our customers, new solutions. For example, for titanium machining or Inconel, and this is the reason why we already reached several million of orders in the Aerospace Center, and I'm quite sure then that next year we will be able to double the
introduction of the power master spindles. Since last 5 years, German-Japanese engineers working together and bringing our past history and any kind of quality problems, also that successful stories, the working together with a top-notch bearing company like as Schaeffler, and finally, we succeeded to make this Power Master one of the most reliable and the strongest the spindle available in the market. And starting next year, we started to all master spindle, like a Speed Master, Power Master, Compact Master, will have a 3 years warranty for any kind of applications. Also, we decided to put all innovative magnet scale, linear scale onto our XYZ axis. So that makes that any of our machines we very proudly say that less than 5 microns positioning accuracy starting from next year. Okay?
Herr Dr. Mori, die nächsten Maschinen müssen Sie präsentieren, die lieben Sie so sehr. Sie haben sie sofort für
Well, you need to present the next machines because you love them so much. You ordered them for your factory in
A lot of
Japan.
machine shops in Japan or Asian countries or even in Germany or United States using the very conventional, non-covered, very low speed, what is called the bridge type machines. We want to bring the innovation over there. Yeah? Full covered and high speed spindles, very much faster ATCs. And that we can say that compared to the conventional bridge type machines, this machine has 5 times more capabilities. So in short, that if customer has 5, 6 machines for the bridge types, then that we can make it just only 1 machine with this, and then the customer can use that space for other investment or better working environment.
Vielleicht eine Ergänzung. Wir haben uns die Karte
One addition, we looked at the map together after we did a streamlining and after we said that we will run these products together because there is a lot of overlapping. And gantry machines was one of these fields which we identified, and therefore the 200 gantry and the 340 are here at the EMO. And I'm sure that with these 2 gantry machines, in 2018, we will achieve 100 million, from 0 to 100 million. The nice thing is that we launch it in Europe and at the same time tried and tested also in Japan, which makes our company incredibly fast. And thereby we accelerate our time to market from 0 to 100 with gantry machines, which is quite a statement. There is nothing more accurate. That this is the redefinition of a gantry machine. Let's move to the next slide. Next. And same for here. Here you go.
2030-40, all the European government or Chinese government or some of the California states say that no more engine cars. So more and more electric vehicles and also AI drivings and the shared economy, the complete transportation system will change. But in short, we are depending about 25% of our sales on the automotive industries. And we think that this will decline to 15% in next 20 years. But there is a huge opportunity for us to grow. Is that the one thing is that more chips are required, semiconductors. So that means that they need vacuum chambers, high-end bulbs, and those kind of things. Huge opportunity for us. And also the other thing is that the medical industry, and then that because of the age is becoming old and so on, then we need more die and mold for plastic handlings. So that is the reason why we introduce any kind related with the die and mold for not only for automotive but also any kind of plastics, seed metals, exotic materials. The importance of the die and mold becomes once again, and then that there is no place to make the cheaper die and mold. You cannot outsource. European people cannot outsource the die and mold to China or any other. Europeans must make all your die and mold by yourself with a very innovative 5-axis and surface finishing technologies. Yeah. But on the other hand, that used to be in the case of automotives, you have to make 1 million piece workpiece a year, or let's say the minimum lot size 9,000 or 12,000 pieces a month. This decade is over. Some of the automotive parts, you have to make, let's say, just only 200 pieces a month, or sometimes 10 pieces a week. More and more workpiece becoming a small lot and also different shape, and the customer needs to prepare for more flexible and agile productions. So that is the answer for us. Machine looks nice, but bringing all the technology for the fluid technologies or thermal technologies, and I can say that this is one of the most accurate horizontal machining center with the most reliable the operation technologies. Yes, one?
Oh,
Yeah.
multi-sprint. Multisprint, 25,
So
36.
this is my area, multi-sprint 25, 26. So this is the highest degree of productivity. In our 14 factories, we have a decentralized development structures and have many products in the pipeline at the same time and are very fast. But this is what we managed in Bergamo. This is a promise I made to the employees. I said this: if we manage to make this a factory healthy, you will be able to present a revolutionary concept at the EMO. The result is this: the multi-sprint is 2536, a new working area which is open. It has a Y-axis. It's ideally positioned for Swiss type, that is for long turning parts. And what is more, you can use it for chucks and for bars. The only thing which we won't achieve now is the wrap-up with the customer, because we won't push this machine into the market. The machine will be tested again and again and again. The first 15 machines were now placed with customers. We are in close contact with them, and we want to offer the utmost quality, because production means quality. And in terms of first quality, I learn a lot every day from Dr. Mori. The Japanese are not perfect. They work on the detail. They make no compromises when it's about quality for the customers. So we will not push the machine. We will use the classical pull approach. We will test it, and then we will deliver it to the customers who want this machine.
This is the most important growing market for the entire human beings. Average age at this moment, any advanced country is 80. But sustainable healthy age is at this moment is 71 or 2. So this is a very important thing, that how can we live more healthier or active in between 70 years old to 80 years old. So that we have to put some of the parts into the body, or you have to change your joint and so on. Huge possibilities. Then that the exotic materials are more coming. That is the reason why we make an investment for the additive manufacturing. But also we need custom fit-to-made bespoke workpiece into the bodies, and a huge opportunity for us to make a more flexible mill-turn technologies, and as well as simultaneous 5-axis. Next one. So this is the reason why we are doing this kind of things. This is the machine mill-turn technologies is going to replace the old conventional turning technologies as well as the milling technologies. And most of the gears can be manufactured perfectly on this type of machines. We don't need maybe anymore the conventional gear manufacturing technologies and put those kind of things into a one package. I'm very proud of our engineers succeed to make the mill-turn technologies more available in a reasonable manners, and we are the largest variety of the products for the mill-turns, working together with Iga factory and Bielefeld factories. Yeah, technology cycle is very important. You know, that in discussion with customer, we just only talk 4 things. How do you handle the workpiece or tools? And also that how do you measure the workpiece or the tolerance of the machines? How do you machine the workpiece? This is very important. And how do you monitor the machines or your factories? All our activities can be categorized for these 4 things: handling, measuring, machining, and monitoring. And we are starting to prepare many different technology cycles in these 4 aspects.
Hier ist die Erfahrung von über.
This is the experience of more than 1,000 application engineers. We no longer work just on the DIN ISO format in programming. We have predefined mask and algorithms. We have 28 cycles. Everything is more faster now. These cycles are programming assistance. And as I was saying, we are not a software company. We are not going to be one, but still we can sell software and help our customers. With our technology cycles, we sell more than 20 million across the group. this is not enough. We can easily do 50 million. And the nice thing is that it helps us, it helps our customers. They are not very expensive and will be, and amortization is usually within 6 months. And usually if you do it right, you earn a lot of money with software. And this is exactly what we are going to do, I think. Same for power tools. You have assistance on the machine with the programming, and here with the power tools, so we have a programming assistance in the CAD/CAM environment before the machine.
The most non-productive work in the shop is that putting the workpiece or material into the machines and take out the machined piece from the machine. So I strongly believe in next 10 years, the automation or workpiece handling becomes the standard options or becoming the part of the machines. And so that we propose many different kinds of the automations in this stage. One is with multiple axis robots. The other one is gantry loaders. The other one is the pallet handlings. And the other one is the work handlings. So we are fully capable for making any kind of automations related for machines, machine tools. And these innovations will go on working together with some partner companies. And you will see the more and more advancement in the front-end open house or next AMB show and so on.
Also, klare Ansage, wir waren gerade 3 Tage.
So the message is clear. For 3 days, we spent a time with our 300 top engineers from Japan, Europe, and America. And we were in our factory in Turin before the show last week on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And the guidance we gave was this. Each machine must be quick to automate at attractive prices. And if we think 2 years ahead, I think that automation and digitization will be the differentiating factor and the determining factor for future-orientated manufacturing. For the EMO 2019, well, today we have 30 machines, but we have many more machines by 2019. This is our message in terms of development. This is a very clear guidance. We will work more and more with automation, and we don't have to do everything from scratch. In Japan, they already implemented 200 gantry loaders in front, and they have a lot of experience with the pallet systems that will be transferred to Japan, and this will speed up our product palette. And well, in terms of digitization, we strongly think in terms of hardware and software, which will become more interconnected. It will become more and more one product. And this is what the future will look like. And this is exactly our task and our challenge for our innovators, for our engineers. They need to push this message. This is the example of the gantry machine. It's just a very nice example for this very strong structure within the DMG MORI group. We looked at the gantry loader from Japan. We made 2 or 3 improvements, the new vertical design. And here it's one machine with an automation for 69,000 euros. I think that you will pay for it within 1.5 years.
In European countries and the United States, we do a direct sales so that the customer is expecting us not only buying the machines. Customer want to have one-stop solutions. Also, for our DMQP partners, we have 150,000 customers all over the world, so that if they work together with us, we open the door for them to any corner of the world for the peripherals of the machine tools. Also, that by using of this network, we asked most of the majority partner companies to join Atomos and connecting together environment. And we wanted to make the strongest group and the most easy to work with group for the customers. Please, yeah.
Additive manufacturing.
Additive manufacturing. DMG MORI as a full liner when it comes to powder nozzle and the powder bed. For large parts with the sandwich structures, but also for small filigree structures. And also the competence to the finished parts with the finished surface quality. And then a holistic process, an end-to-end process, because we have programs first on additive machines, and the same programs will be used in a cellulose environment on the adequate milling machine.
60 3D hybrid machine to all over the world. Some of the workpiece, like this rocket nose, is already in the space. So customer is using us for the very high-end aerospace industries, as well as some of the medical and the energies, and also some of the fix of the turbine engines of the aircraft, and also the repair of the high-frequency mold for the stamping die and so on. Then the hybrid machines are relatively very expensive because of that, the 3D functions and cutting functions. So we got a lot of requests from the customer, additive-only machines they need. So that is the reason why we developed the 3D only machines. And then that I'm very excited for about the SLM solutions, and that we can use the material knowledge. We already accumulated quite a huge database for what is the size of the particles, what is the contaminations, or what is the power of the lasers in this case, and so on. Also delivering the machine to the university like Keio or Kyoto or Berkeley or Davis or Hannover, working together with academia, our accumulation, speed of the knowledge accumulation is quite fast. So I'm very excited to work together with the new potential customers, especially for the powder bed things, and we can become a very open-minded the solution provider for this additive field also.
Und auch eine Beauty, ein Erfolgsfaktor von der DMG MORI Gruppe
And
ist
another
natürlich
success factor of the DMG MORI Group is this. Our additive manufacturing excellence centers are being rolled out in Germany, in Tokyo, in Chicago, in Shanghai. Customers don't just receive service with this technology. We need to follow our customers when it comes to programming and technology management. And this is why we do all this, and this is why we use our global footprint with the 70 countries, 155 own factories, with our own experts. These are just a few examples.
That you can see the type of the workpiece that cannot be created by the normal machinings. But not all workpiece can be replaced by the additives. So this will be about 10%, maximum maybe 20% in the future for the manufacturing field. Additive is additive. So additive technology is the additive added to the normal chip removal technologies. And like other ultrasonic or laser techniques, that we would like to have this function for all of our machines in the future.
Herzlichen Glückwunsch an unsere Marketingabteilung.
Congratulations to our marketing department. You didn't just do a great job here at the EMO with this booth, Mrs. Bader. At the same time, you worked on a lot of projects parallelly. I don't know how you did it. Well, I know how you did it. You didn't sleep at all. But you will be able to sleep after the EMO. So visit our internet presence, visit dmgmori.com. It's understandable, it's easy, it's clear, and you will find a lot of information. I think that you got the message. We do have a solution for the future. We work in the right areas. And I think that the message is clear. DMG MORI, from the people to the products, down to holistic solutions, is a key player for you and for our customers. So thank you very much.